So there's the lighthouse that marks the edge of the reefs. So we're going to stay well clear of that. So that is that lighthouse there. See these symbols here, the little swirly whirlpool symbols. I've never seen those before. There and there. And that's where we're going. New territory. This is the very best time to be visiting here though. It's the middle of the month, the lunar month, very mild tides, and we're right getting close to the turn of the tide too. So we're going to have the least amount of whirlpools, least amount of currents. At least that's the plan. And we have a fine engine here anyway to navigate us out of any trouble if we should get into it, which I am not anticipating at all. Alright. Making the turn around the rocks and reefs into Puget Cove there on the right. That's how it looks there. That's how it looks there. It's important not to spend all your time looking at the chart. Sometimes it can be wrong and things can be deceptive and who knows what. So we look at the chart and we check where we're going, make sure it all matches. Okay, we can make our turn to the right here. Still very deep water, 55, 42 feet I'm seeing. I work in feet, not meters. Meters have no place on a nautical chart. Aha! I see, there's our little cove ahead. Not sure if it's left or right. I guess it's left. Right in there where the beach is. Right about there. Yeah, there we are. Puget Cove. You can set the GPS to just follow the direction you're going in. Make that point right in front of you, or do compass, magnetic, no, true north. We are on actual view, and you don't get left and right confused as you're navigating between the channel there. Okay, see you when I'm anchored. And here we are anchored Puget Cove on Chatham Island. Nobody else in sight. It's just unspoiled. There's been a ban on people landing here for 10 years at least now. It is First Nations land. But when Takaya the Lone Wolf, look him up, Takaya Lone Wolf, great documentary. He was a wolf who came right through the populated areas of Victoria and surrounding areas, surrounding suburbs and towns, and swam across 2 miles to live on these islands. He lived here quite happily for, oh, there's a paddleboarder, lived here quite happily for 8 years. You'll see the whole story. Got quite fat. He became an expert at living off the land. There's a seal right there. And there were some encounters with people walking their dogs, so they just banned people and let Takaya have his way. And you can maybe see down there the the bottom, we're not very deep, maybe 8-10 feet. But that's all I need. I'm only here for a couple of hours. I've just barely let the anchor touch the bottom while still keeping the chain up, because I don't want to be dragging chain over the bottom here, destroying the seagrass and everything else, eel grass, everything else that's living there. There's no current here because there's no inlets. This is a totally isolated cove. There's no water rushing through here. There's no wind yet. So I'm just going to stay here an hour or so, soak in the nature and the peace and quiet and the bird song. Very curious, that paddleboard, it just kind of went by. Didn't say a word, didn't come in. Man, you could really live here just off the seafood alone. Oysters and mussels and all kinds of stuff. And the berries and natural foods. Alright. And fish, crabs, shrimp. Now this would be a great place to swim, dare I? We'll see. Okay, that was pretty cool. I need a better wetsuit. My body is fine in this half suit, but my arms and legs are cold. Let's try again. Just take a while to get used to. Nope, that is cold. Very cold on the yards. Gonna need a better wetsuit. Okay, experiment successful. So that was the GoPro view under the water. Now I'm wearing the GoPro with the head fitting. Maybe I've been too hard on the thing. Once you get it set up for what you want, you just press one button to turn it on and the same button to turn it off. It does give me hands free, and I can do stuff like this, walk around the boat without staring through a camera. Show you everything there is to see. There's the solar panel, there's my wetsuit trying to dry. There's the view looking east. So what a place. We're 3 miles, 4 miles from downtown Victoria. There are 500,000 people in the CRD just a few miles away. And we have this paradise all to ourselves. Like, if I could have spent more time in the water and gone over to the rocks there, I would have seen where all the shellfish and octopi and other mollusks and anemones and things are living. One of these days, I don't know, my arms got very, very cold very, very quickly. Achingly cold within seconds, but underneath the suit I was fine. So I need I had the booties as well, and I've got the gloves, so I just need a full wetsuit and I'd be fine. Now you're so buoyant it's very hard to swim down, which is just as well. I only want to be snorkeling where it's where I'm close to the surface and where the things to see are close to the surface. A bit safer that way. All right, a new toy, new thing to do. So the afternoon breeze is springing up, and I'm only partially anchored, so I think I'll just leave now. It'll be pretty calm out there. I can get the sails up, sail back to Sydney Spit, and I'll sort things out once I'm out of here. Beautiful spot. I shall return. Thank you so much. And a toast to Takaya, whose noble spirit inhabited these islands for so many years. And so we say farewell to Puget Cove. I shall return. Here are all the rocks on the way out. Just make sure our course is good. Yep, right down the middle. That's where we came from, the cove, and that's where we're going, right out to open water. We'll turn left at that rock. Just some thoughts on that. There's very little wind up here at all. Of course it's probably following me, so I wouldn't feel it much, but it seemed quite strong in the little cove there, so I see what they mean by the island funnels the winds into it. So to be staying there with 17 knots and 26 knot gusts with such a small area where you cannot lay enough road to really protect you from dragging your anchor would not have been a smart thing to do. I'll only come back here on those sultry July, August days, nights when you know there's going to be no wind at all. That would be the time to stay there, not when there's 26 knot gusts in the forecast. Alright, we're beyond all the reefs. I'm going to just stop the engine in a bit and do some tidying up here. My snorkeling gear, my solar panels, everything's charged up now. Have some lunch, attach the jib and the foresail for that anticipated 8-10 knot wind from the south to blow us to Sydney Spit. More in a bit.